Welcome back. This is Politics on Sunday. Well, we'll continue the conversation with a guest in the studio, news editor, TVC News editor, Samuel Pius. Pius, we're talking about, first, welcome to the program. And we're talking about the threat, I should say, from US President Donald Trump to Nigeria, that he's going to come guns blazing if Nigeria does not stop the Christian genocide. How would you put this into context? Is the U.S. right by this narrative of a Christian genocide in Nigeria?
No, for me, I don't believe that Donald Trump is being fair, to Nigeria. Take it or leave it. Donald Trump is not fair, because the truth of the matter is that we are in the information, cycle, and we know what is happening. We know what is happening in Maiduguri. We know what is happening in Zamfara State. We know what is happening in Yobe State. And we can go on and on. Even in Benue and Plateau, we know what's happening. Now, the truth of the matter is that when you talk about people that are being killed in places like Zamfara State, how many Christians are there? The population of Zamfara State, as we speak, I'm very, very sure that the majority of the people living in Zamfara State are Muslims. But yes, we have Christians. Yeah. Now, if those guys are coming to carry out their attacks, do they inform them that, okay, we are going to so place? Even in Maiduguri, we've seen people going for early morning prayers and they were being attacked and killed. So for you to come out and say, is a genocide against, Christians and all of that, I think it's another form of profiling. Because,
is there something else that you think the U.S. and indeed Donald Trump is more interested in, and just using this Christian genocide as a cover-up?
Foreign powers, whenever they feel like, invading a particular country, they look at what they are going to gain first. You think even Donald Trump, if he's going to put boots on the ground, you think he's going to do that without, looking out for something to take back to his country? It's a no-no for me.
Because it's expensive.
Yes, it is.
Cost them a lot of money.
Do you know what it takes to ship some of your armaments, down to Africa? And then you start putting your boots on the ground. You need to take care of those guys, and you need to, you need to ship all of these things that you need to use, to carry out whatever you want to carry out. Fine, we are not there are insecurities everywhere for me. The other time, even in the US, a preacher, I've forgotten his name now, Kirk or something, was gunned down in broad daylight. So what are we saying? Insecurity is everywhere. Was the US not attacked? Was the tower, was it not attacked?
And there has been close to 500,000 deaths based on gun violence in the U.S. within a decade.
So take away the peck in your eye before you look at someone else. For me, I think the U.S. is being overbearing. Nigeria is a sovereign nation. We have our peculiar challenges, and we are addressing it as time permits us, and with the availability of the limited resources that we have, to ensure that Nigeria is safe. But for you to just profile us and say there is a genocide in Nigeria, gun blazing, if the U.S. should come here today, I am sure that with what we have, they're not going to find it easy. That's just the truth. Because we also saw Donald Trump with the president of Ukraine, trying to make mess of his efforts and everything in the White House. We are black and we are Africans. This is the most populous nation in Africa. And we are not going to sit down and see someone come from the far distance to profile us, and then you think we'll just keep quiet. No.
Okay. Another thing is now we've seen the people in Benue State, we've seen the people in Plateau State. Yes. Christian population. They have also come under attack, not because they are Christians now. We've seen the farmer-heather clashes resulting in deaths of a lot of the farming population in that area, and a lot of them are largely Christians. In Plateau State especially, we've seen the cry from that pastor, that clergyman, and I think it's cries like that, it's calls for appeals like that, that actually further escalated this conflict. If you are government now, what will you be saying to that particular clergyman and the people of Plateau State who have come under constant attacks, and it appears as if security agencies have been unable to stop these attacks from happening?
Femi, the cry of every Nigerian, as far as leadership is concerned, is very, very important. They are the ones bearing the brunt. They are the ones seeing all of these activities happening. They are the ones, that probably some of these guys will give them a prior notice that we are coming so day to attack you. And because they don't have anywhere to go to, these attacks happen. If I happen to be in leadership, the first thing I need to do is to draw the attention of this pastor and say, okay, give him a blank check. Meet me and your team in Abuja, so time, let's sit down and talk. Because where there are informations, the government will be able to, go with those informations and then carry out necessary actions. We just got a set of new service chiefs. And at that point, we also heard what the president said. It's a direct order from the commander-in-chief. Go and get these guys out. So you need to bring these people on the table, and then you guys sit down and talk and say, okay, if this is happening, what do you think? Because sometimes local informations also matter. What do you guys think? How frequent are these attacks? What do you think we can do collaboratively? You understand? I'm not an advocate of defend yourself, because it's just going to escalate everything. So let's come to the table, let's sit and talk. Because Plateau is dominantly a Christian, state. If these attacks are carried out, definitely it's the Christians that will be attacked. Just like if the same attack should happen in Zamfara State, for instance. Just like if the same attack will happen in Borno State, for instance. It's those people that are there that will be affected. It's not ghosts that they are coming to meet. They are coming to meet people who are settlers there. And we've seen all of this happen. So for me, government should call these people, call these pastors, call whoever it is. Let's have a roundtable discussion. How can we together, not just even the people in Jos, call the people in Zamfara. We are Nigerians first before any other segregation.
Well, some people say there's a silver lining in all of this, because we understand President Donald Trump might be, his perception of Nigeria is inaccurate, and it's also dangerous. But also, this would also pile pressure on the government and the military authorities. It did not start with the President Tinubu administration. This is something we have been dealing with right from President Goodluck Jonathan's time in office, all through Buhari, and then now. But maybe, just maybe, with this kind of threats, we might be able to see quick results.
Well, no, I don't think this will propel the government to do more than it is doing. I think strategy and intelligence gathering is what we should focus on. Because if we change our strategy, you cannot be doing the same thing the same way for years and you expect the same result. No. There are also insinuations that the military has been infiltrated. How true is that? That's a discussion for another day. But if we need to move from where we are to where we want to be, we need to be more serious and more focused on intelligence gathering, strategy. You understand? Changing our tactics, either from guerrilla to whatever it is. I also believe in the idea of non-kinetics. I also believe in that idea. But is that going to take us to where we want to be? Do you understand? So for me, I don't feel that someone should just sit down and say it's going to pile up more pressure. The government is already under pressure. We're already under economic pressure, inflation. We're already under economic pressure. Prices of foodstuff going up and down. We're already under pressure. As at yesterday or this morning, I saw a report that fuel price is going to move up to like 1,000 plus. We're already under pressure. So no external power, no external body should add to what we are facing. Let us face what we need to face. If we need assistance, they should give us the assistance. And if they don't want, we'll look elsewhere. We'll look elsewhere. So right, yes, that's it.
Thank you so much, Samuel Pius.
I appreciate it.
TVC News editor. Well, for Donald Trump, take a chill pill. If you want to help us, come to the table and let's talk. There's nothing wrong in trying to help Nigeria fight its challenges of insecurity. But this kind of threat would not help the situation. That's all on the program today. You can see this episode again on TVC News YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. I am Femi Akonde. See you next time.